I have to tell you, my entry point into getting my health and nutrition on track was using smoothies, because you can hide a lot of good nutrition inside a smoothie and not even know that you're getting it in. So we're going to talk about juicing tonight in depth, but always know a baby step to juicing can be blending or making smoothies. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy a huge juicer and go to all the trouble of juicing as your first step. Your first step may be making smoothies, and then exploring that for a while, and then moving on to juicing. So what you're drinking right now, I made just a real simple recipe with a protein powder, some almond milk, and blueberries. Okay, so that was super easy, took seconds to do, real easy to do if you have a hurried morning and you need something for breakfast and you don't want to put a whole lot of fuzz. So the protein powder that I used, are you guys familiar with Arbonne? Arbonne's a company that's on the internet and easy to access. It's good because all of their products are gluten-free. So if you're interested or worried about gluten, it's a good way to get in some good quality nutrition. It's a rice-based protein, so it tends to be less likely to cause allergies. And it's got a good base profile as far as other nutrients. So you could drink the powder without adding anything to it, just mix it with water, and it would be fine. But if you want to juice it up a little bit, adding blueberries as a superfood, adding spinach to it is also great. You cannot taste the spinach. It will turn it, a green color, or if you do spinach and blueberries, it's going to turn it kind of a dark color. But as far as taste, you won't be able to tell the spinach is in there. It's Arbonne's Essential Protein. It comes in a chocolate and a vanilla. It comes in a powder, and it comes in a pre-made. So if you're, in a big hurry and you just want to shake it up and go, then it does come in a pre-made, and it'll ship directly to your house. So that's an option. And then I like to use almond milk. Almond milk you can get unsweetened. This is the 40 calorie. They actually just came out with a 30 calorie. So you can reduce the calories that you're getting in your smoothie by using the almond milk. So just some ideas for good quality products. So the power of juicing. You can get so much nutrition in a juice that's ready for your body to absorb. When you chew something, we mentioned this last week or maybe the week before, when you chew something to digest, you get about 30% absorption. When you juice something, you get 70% absorption. So if you're worried about nutrition and you have some nutritional deficiencies, juicing is a great way to get yourself back to good health. My clicker's not working tonight. So we talked in the first two classes about having our beliefs and values in alignment, setting some goals that are achievable for you. You got it? Yeah. Learning sustainable living. So a lot of juicing information we're going to talk about is how to make it sustainable. Because one of the things we talked about is in order for you to make a change and see that change lived out, you've got to have something that you can actually grab onto and do consistently in order to make it part of your lifestyle. And then juicing is a great activity for detoxification. Because as you juice, you get better nutrient absorption and better ways to out-process toxins because you're getting the pure nutrition. And then nutrition is information. What you're feeding your body is turning on your DNA or turning off your DNA, and juicing is a great way to do that, to turn it on in the right way. Clarity in mind, body, and spirit. Obviously, if you're eating more pure foods, you're going to have a clear mind. And then energy and vitality is what we all want, and you can certainly achieve that through juicing. Thank you. So Hippocrates said, the father of medicine said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So when we consider food, we need to think about it as our medicine. It is a way to heal the body, and juicing can be a part of that. Did anybody here see the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead? Yes. Write that down. You should watch that. It's a documentary on a guy from Australia that was ridden with a type of dermatitis from head to toe, itching 24 hours a day, and he was eating junk food. He had a highly stressful life, and he decided to go on a journey, came to America, and went across the country juicing, and did a documentary, and in the process lost a lot of weight. And I'm not saying that's the way to go. Sometimes that can be dangerous for someone just to go on a juice fast that way, but for him, it was life-changing. And he has some really good points in there about juicing. And he made it, who would think about traveling and juicing? Most of us think about juicing and having to be in the kitchen. He made it work out of the back of a car across the United States. So the point is, if you want to do it, you'll make it work. It's just a matter of doing it. So that would be a great documentary to watch. Another one is Hungry for a Change. Any of you guys seen that? It's relatively new. He's in that documentary, Hungry for a Change. And it talks about the state of our nation and nutrition and products and things like that. So that would be another adjunct to what we've taught here. So what we're going to be doing tonight is some juicing. I brought my juicer that's very similar to this, and we'll be playing with that tonight. And that is a juicer that juices in a slower process so that you're not disturbing some of the enzyme activity with the juice. So what is juice? It's juice made from a special type of extractor. And so there's all different types of juicers out there. When I first got started with juicing, I bought a Jack LaLanne because it was inexpensive. It was like $100. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be up for this juicing thing long term, so I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. So I probably used my Jack LaLanne for about a year, and then I gave it to a friend and bought a big Breville that's more stainless steel and hardy. And I've used that thing for 4 years, every day, sometimes twice a day, and it's held up. And I wasn't sure if it would, because using it so frequently. But it's been a great asset to our nutrition. So the power of smoothies, like I said, you can hide a lot in a smoothie, especially for kids. So if you're trying to get your family on the right track, you can hide some spinach in there, you can hide kale, and you don't taste a lot of that in there. So it's a great way to sneak some things in and to get some good variety, because we tend to get in a rut about what we're eating or juicing. And so you can get a lot of variety by adding smoothies. So a smoothie is just mixing in things into a blender, so you're not really extracting anything, you're getting the whole food. And so I do a combination of blending and juicing, because there's certain things. I started out blending, started out making smoothies, and then I had a Vitamix, so I decided I would just blend in my Vitamix. I learned very quickly that there are certain things that you can put in your Vitamix that you can't drink even if you wanted to. They're just too thick. And so that's where the juicer came in for me, was adding that ability to remove some of the fiber so it's not so thick and fibrous, and be able to get the nutrition in. The other day I put broccoli and pear into my Vitamix and gave it to my husband to drink. He was like, "Are you kidding me? How do you get this down?" And I was like, okay, well maybe we do need a juicer. And so when you blend something though, you actually get more nutrition because you're getting the fiber. And so it is a good idea to blend some of your foods and then juice some of your foods.
And you can do all of that with that Breville that you have?
No. I have 3 different machines. I have the Breville, I have the Vitamix, and I have the NutriBullet.
Okay.
And so like I said, I started out with the Vitamix, and it will blend anything. It would blend a nail if you put a nail in there. It's so strong. But some of that stuff you don't want to drink. It's just too thick. And like I said, that is what led me to get the juicer. And then the NutriBullet is just so easy to clean. So if you're in a hurry, like I use the NutriBullet at my clinic because it's just easier to clean up. So for afternoon snack, blending, or making a smoothie, I'll put that in the NutriBullet. And that's a picture of the NutriBullet. And we'll show you how easy that thing is to use tonight. And there's a great infomercial if you have insomnia and need something to watch. That's what got me hooked on the NutriBullet, was watching that infomercial. So why juice? We talked some about this. It increases your body's ability to absorb nutrients. And one of the things that I didn't realize is the value of enzymes. Every single chemical reaction that happens in your body is enzyme dependent. Okay? Enzymes are like catalysts, if you remember chemistry. They're what spark action. Okay? And so when you juice something, you're releasing all those enzymes, and they're readily available for you to absorb. And that's what helps absorption and utilization happen so much better when you juice something or blend something. We were on vacation, I guess about 6 years ago, and I had gotten a book on enzymes. And I'm sitting on the beach reading this book. I had no idea what all enzymes did and how valuable they were. And I looked at my husband and I said, "We've got to start juicing." I was like, what are you talking about? We're on vacation. So we went to Barnes & Noble's immediately, and I bought a juicing book. And then we started blending and then realized we really did need to juice. But when you realize what all enzymes do, it really does encourage you to follow this way of life, because you're not going to get that same activity just through eating foods. So you get some carbohydrates through juicing, obviously from the sugars in the fruits and vegetables, and you get phytonutrients, which are just plant chemicals. So all of these things are what you're getting in that juice that's delivered just immediately into the blood system for utilization. And like I said, every single reaction happens because of an enzyme. So have you guys heard of digestive enzymes? Okay, as you chew your food, that's what is releasing digestive enzymes in your mouth, but also from your pancreas. And so chewing food well helps increase your body's ability to make those enzymes, and slowing down. You know, we should take as much time to eat the food as it took to make the food. So when you go through a drive-through and you just gobble your food down, your body, your brain doesn't send the message to your body to produce those enzymes. So not only are you eating poorly, but you're not breaking any of that down well to be able to be utilized. And so taking your time to eat and chewing slowly, thinking about your food before you eat your food, actually stimulates that enzyme production as well. And then you can always take digestive enzymes as part of your nutrients that you take every day. Enzymes are denatured or destroyed by heat. So when we think about juice, when we think about buying juice off the shelf, what have they done to that juice in order for you to consume it? They've pasteurized it. They've heated it. They've killed those enzymes. So you get the calories and you get the vitamins that they add back, but you don't really get that whole nutrition when you're buying juice off the shelf. When you juice, you need to drink that juice within 15 minutes. So I know some people will juice, put it in their fridge and drink it like over the course of 2 or 3 days. You still get some benefit. You get some vitamins, but you don't get the enzyme activity. And the other thing is, you don't have to drink a gallon of juice for it to be beneficial. When we juice in the morning, we drink about this much. We're not drinking tons of juice. You don't have to do that in order to have the health benefits. So you can just drink a small amount. When you cook foods, when you heat over 115 degrees, you destroy the enzymes. And so, when you're cooking your food, the least amount of cooking you can do to your vegetables, the better, as far as getting that enzyme activity and getting the nutrients that you need. When you microwave something, you're zapping all of the enzymes. 2 minutes of microwaving and you don't have any enzymes left in that food, no matter how good it is. So I really discourage microwaving.
Which is the best technique? Would it be boiling, steaming?
Probably steaming. So cucumbers, we're going to go through some of the vegetables that we're going to be blending and juicing tonight and just talk about the nutrient value. So you can kind of think about foods in different ways. You can think about what nutrition they're giving you. These are cucumbers. They're very flavorful. They work as a natural diuretic. So you see them in a lot of spas. They'll put them in the water, for it to just sit in the water, and you drink that water, that sassy water they call it. And then they also put it on the eyes to help with fluid around the eyes. So they work as a great diuretic. They help promote weight control. They promote healthy skin, healthy heart, and a healthy digestive system. So we'll be using a recipe tonight with cucumber. And then kale is my favorite. And honestly, I forgot the kale. I grow kale, right? So we bought everything else, and I didn't pick the kale. But kale's one of my favorites. It is a superfood by far. It's high in antioxidant, very low in calorie. It's got a very mild taste. I never knew kale tastes so good. But I juice kale pretty much every day because I love all of the value of having the kale. It gives you more iron than beef. So we think about people that need more iron consumption. You're going to get a whole lot from kale. Got a whole lot of vitamins and minerals. It's one of nature's wonder foods, loaded with vitamins and minerals. It's an anti-cancer food. It boosts the immune system, helps with skin healing and bone health. So very, very powerful, all in that little leaf of kale. And it's so super easy to grow. If I can grow it, you can grow it. I'm going to show you pictures of my kale. I'm very proud of my kale. Okay, spinach. Rich in vitamin C and iron. And the iron and vitamin C, when you pair those things together, they absorb better. So if you eat spinach with red meat, you're going to absorb more iron. Okay, anytime you eat red meat, you need to eat something with a little ascorbic acid in it to help with iron absorption. It's highly cleansing. It promotes energy and vitality, which we're all after. It's great for heart health, brain health, vision health, and liver health. So it's also a superfood. And spinach is so mild. Like I said, you can throw it in a smoothie for kids. They don't know it's there except the green color. And then lemon and lime, I say use in abundance. We're going to use lime tonight. Lime can make any juice taste good in my book. Lime and cucumber, those are my two things. If I've messed up a juice, I'll just throw an extra lime in there, extra cucumber, and it makes it all good. Rich in vitamin C, high in minerals, and it's great for heart health and respiratory health. And mango, we're going to have some mango in a blend tonight. Rich in beta-carotene, high in minerals and magnesium, and it just tastes good. Apples, the doctor said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's pretty true. Rich in vitamins, minerals, malic acid, and fiber. It lowers cholesterol because of the fiber content. It aids in digestion, improves skin quality, and lung health. And that's Swiss chard. We're going to have some of that tonight in the juice. I love juicing with Swiss chard because you'll see the juice tonight. It makes the most awesome color. Like it separates out. You'll have the redness in the bottom of the cup. And people are going, what is this that's red? But it's the Swiss chard, the stalk from the Swiss chard. It's rich in vitamin A, very powerful antioxidant. It helps with bone health and vision health. And it's relatively mild too. I did not bring any wheatgrass, but I do grow wheatgrass. And wheatgrass is amazing to juice, okay? This is a special juicer. That's my fourth device there that I bought. And I really rarely use it because it's so much trouble to clean. I've gotten to where I'll just throw my wheatgrass into my Vitamix or into my NutriBullet because you can just blend it up and drink it down in that way. You only need a shot of wheatgrass a day. One little shot. It tastes horrible. I'll just be honest with you. I hate the way it tastes. But when you see what it does to the body, it's worth having, and it's so super easy to grow. I just have a little planter and get the seeds. You just top the seeds off. They pop up and grow within a week. And then you can clip it probably 3 times before you have to replant. So it's just super easy to grow. And it's very expensive to buy, by the way. So if you go to the store to buy wheatgrass, you're going to spend a fortune. It contains 103 vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. And it's a very powerful antioxidant and detoxifier. So it's just so much bang for your buck when you're looking at just one little shot of wheatgrass. So I love days that we do the wheatgrass. And then blueberries are my absolute favorite. The blueberries that you had tonight came from my dad's farm. And I can't wait for blueberry season every year. Like, I'm calling every week, like, what do they look like? Are they ready? Can I come yet? Because they're just so delicious and so easy to throw in a smoothie and throw on salads. And, you know, we just eat them and they're absolutely gone. I think I had like 12 gallons of blueberries in my freezer last year because I just can't get enough. And my daughter did this slide. You can tell she's a lot more wordy than I am. She actually helped me with all of the slides for all of these talks. But blueberries are one of nature's superfood. 1 cup is only 84 calories. Really, really strong in vitamin C. Almost 25% of your daily content of vitamin C from 1 cup of blueberries. So very, very strong. And she did a slide for the Arbonne powder. It's 20 grams of protein per serving. So you're getting a whole lot of protein. Protein's really good if you're trying to lose weight as far as being an appetite suppressant. If you get a good quality protein in the morning, if you do one of these smoothies in the morning, then your appetite's less likely to be so ravenous by lunch. And it's just a great way to start your day. So how do you make juicing a sustainable way of living? And this is a question my husband and I have asked ourselves because we have 4 children and a busy lifestyle, and how do we make it work? And so I'm going to show you some things that we do at our house to make this work for us. One of the things we struggled with was organic, trying to find organic produce, especially kale. We were paying a fortune for wheatgrass and kale. I was like, we can do this ourselves. We just got to figure it out. And so looking at the list of clean things that we can get that are not organic. Okay, we talked about that last week. And then the list of things that on the Dirty Dozen list that we need to get organic. Well, what of these things can we grow ourselves? So peppers are easy to grow, spinach is easy to grow, kale's easy to grow, blueberries. I planted some blueberry bushes for myself this year, so excited. A few years I'll be having my own blueberries. One of the things that we invested in about 2 years ago was a tower garden. Are you guys familiar with tower gardens or hydroponic gardens? We had tried container gardens, and it just didn't work for us. And so we came across this tower garden, and that's my kale, by the way. And it's all water and nutrients. There's no soil at all. So you plant your little seeds in these little pods, and then there's little pods all around the tower that you fill up with your plants, and it just, the water circulates. It has a little motor that circulates the water. So that kale right there, we've been picking since December. I mean, how much value is that? I mean, like I said, we were spending a fortune on kale. And so it's really been great for us. This is a tower garden that we have at our office, and those are strawberries that we planted this year. And harvested a few little strawberries, and that's some basil hanging down there. So we did an herb garden at our office with the little strawberries mixed in. And then this is a friend of mine's tower garden. You can't even see the tower. There's so much stuff there. These are tomatoes. If you can see the little bitty tiny tomatoes. But she texted me, and these are cucumbers down at the bottom. See how huge that is? She's in Arkansas, and she lives in the middle of nowhere. So they don't have a Walmart. They don't have a place to shop for groceries. And she was really struggling with the whole organic thing. So she started doing her tower garden. And she texted me on Memorial Day weekend, and it said devastated. And I was like, what happened? So they had gone away for the weekend and came back, and their tower garden ran dry, right? And she sent me a picture, and it's all, laying over. And I'm like, oh, go fill it up really quick. So she did. And I texted her the next day, and I said, what happened? And this is the picture she sent me like a week later. It completely came back. And I'm thinking the stress from, how plants, when they get stressed, they can over-proliferate. She said they had to put this cage up because it was pulling the garden over. There was so many tomatoes. And so I was like, well, God knew what he was doing with all that. We didn't have to worry about that. But anyway, I think that's the biggest one I've seen. So they're doing good with their tower garden. So in the wintertime, what do? So we started doing some powders, some green powders like spirulina or barley or chlorella that we keep in the freezer that we can pull out and put into our juices, because we still want to do regional foods. If you're going to pay a fortune if you're buying things out of season that are being shipped in organic. And so in the wintertime, we rely more on the powders, more on the wheatgrass that I can grow a little bit more easily in the wintertime, and then the powders. And this is a spirulina powder. Spirulina is an algae that's super, super strong in antioxidants. And you'll see it, like the Argon powder has some spirulina in it. You'll see it in some of the Whole Foods. And I just buy that. I do keep it in the freezer because it lasts longer. Also keep nuts in the freezer because they will not go rancid if you'll keep them in the freezer and just pull them out as you need. And so that's what we do with that. And then this was a product that we started with early on, before I started juicing. It was Juice Plus, because it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I take this more in the wintertime than I do in the summertime. I kind of gauge it on how much did I have today. Do my fish oil the same way. If I don't have fish for a day, then I'll take my fish oil. So using that to fill the gaps, bridge that gap of nutrition that you have. And so Juice Plus was a big part of our nutrition, especially early on when we weren't good at all this juicing and smoothies and all the things that we're doing now. And then that documentary that I told you about, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, very good to watch. So let's get juiced. So we're going to juice some things. I'm going to do a blend for you first, and then we'll do the juice. Okay, so I want this to be interactive. If you guys want to turn your chairs around, we're going to open that up so that you can kind of see what we're doing. And you can stop me and ask questions. Before I go to that, any questions that you can think of before?
What would you recommend to get started out of those, probably not that fourth thing you mentioned, because you said you don't even hardly use that anymore, but out of the Breville, the Phoenix, the NutriBullet?
It depends on your lifestyle. To me, the NutriBullet is so super easy. I think, and it's inexpensive. It's $100 or
Is it
less.
kind of like a,
It's like a magic bullet. Do you remember those?
yeah.
And I'm going to show, we have one
Okay.
here so you can see, but it's easy to clean up and it gets the job done as far as blending.
So you're getting the juice of the stuff you're blending and the
And the
rubbish
fiber.
stuff.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you couldn't put everything in there, but it could be a good first start.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could use it for your smoothies. Yeah.
So you're saying as opposed to just eating an apple, juicing it is more nutritious?
Okay, great question. To clarify, when you juice, you get 70% more absorption of the vitamins, minerals, and the enzymes, but you don't get the fiber. If you blend it, you're getting all of that.
Which is the NutriBullet is doing. Okay.
Yeah. So you actually get more nutrition with the NutriBullet than you do with juicing.
And if you have digestive problems, that would be the way to go, doing that.
Right. It's just when you blend something, you've got to deal with the fiber. So if you're a texture person, it can be kind of like, this is too grainy or this is too thick. But if you don't mind that, then that's fine. And it really is a taste, texture. Everybody's different as to what they like. And for me, there were just certain things, especially early on, that I couldn't drink that were blended.
Would you juice some things and then maybe mix it with some stuff in your NutriBullet?
Yes,
Okay.
I do that a lot. Yeah. So great questions. All right, I'm going to go get started.